So you hear the term seller's market, and you're wondering what a buyer's market is or what a seller's market is. So it's really important to know that because no matter where you are, you have to behave different if you're a seller or a buyer in these particular markets. So in today's video, I'm going to define what a seller's market is, what a buyer's market is, and where a neutral market is, and where we sit today. So stay tuned. Hi, Laura Gallen here with Mountain Prairie Living, empowered by ERA Shields. And on this channel, I share information and knowledge to empower you with an understanding of the real estate process. And I share cool stuff about this beautiful place I live in called Colorado Springs. It's amazing. So today's video, we're going to talk about what a seller's market is, what a buyer's market is, and what a neutral or balanced market is. It's a common question if you're really just entering into real estate. Understanding this will really help empower you when you're hearing topics about real estate. So a seller's market is defined as 3 months or less of inventory. A balanced market is between 3 months and 6 months of inventory. And a buyer's market is 6 months or more of inventory. So the next question is, how do I calculate what that inventory is? So how we calculate that and how we figure out what market we're in, we look at the days on market. And if you'd like to know more about how we calculate the days on market and where it comes from, then check out this video here about days on market. But when we're looking at inventory, we're looking at how fast it's turning over. And currently in Colorado Springs, we are in a seller's market. We've been in a seller's market for well over 5 years. In fact, most of the United States is. And there's a variety of factors that go into that. So check out this video here where I go into why we're sitting where we're sitting right now. And it didn't happen overnight. It happened many years in the making. But a seller's market means a few things. So if I'm a buyer in a seller's market, that means I got to move fast. I've got to be prepared. I've got to have my pre-approval letter ready, not a pre-qualification letter, but a pre-approval letter. I need to make sure I have my down payment ready and I'm ready to go. So why? Because inventory moves very fast. So when we're looking at days on market, we're looking at how many days of inventory do we have. Currently, in October of 2021, Colorado Springs average days on market is 11 days. That means in a month, we're going to turn over that inventory 3 times. So there's a lot of inventory coming on. In fact, we've had more year-to-date sales than we have in the last 5 years. Year-to-date, we had 15,250 sales so far in up to October. So we are a fast-moving market. We have plenty of inventory coming in, but it's moving super fast because we have more buyers than we have listings at the moment. So in a seller's market, as a buyer, you need to be prepared and ready to move. As a seller in a seller's market, you want to use the days on market and that calculation to kind of figure out, did you price yourself right? So if you're, that video on days on market, we'll discuss a little bit more of that. So what's a balanced market? Well, a balanced market is between 3 and 6 months inventory. What happens there when I'm a buyer and a seller? Well, when I'm a buyer and a seller, it's more equal. So we have more equal negotiation power. As a seller, you might take asking price or maybe a little less. You might be offering concessions to the buyer because you haven't had a lot of people come through the house. As a buyer, you can ask for a little bit more. You can offer ask price or a little less. You can ask for closing costs or concessions. So it's a little bit more equal power. There's a little bit more balance in the market. There's equal buyers to equal sellers approximately. Now, a buyer's market is more of abundance, right? There's more listings than there are buyers. So we say 6 months to more, right? So at least 180 days on market is what we're calculating at that point. So if we're at 11, 180, that's 169 days difference. That's a lot of inventory. So it's going to be quite a while till we get to a buyer's market. But in a buyer's market, the buyer has more power because there's a lot to choose from. They can ask for a little bit more from the seller. So the market is definitely shifted when there's more inventory. So it's basic supply and demand. So right now we have a lower supply, or it's moving so fast that it keeps it low. but we have a higher buyer pool. So why do we have a higher buyer pool? Well, here in Colorado Springs, it's stinking awesome here. It's really beautiful. Plus, we have 5 military installations, which keeps an influx of people coming in. We also have 4 of those installations that support the new Space Force through the Air Force. So we have quite a bit of people coming in to support that new portion of the Air Force. So it's just, if you could live anywhere too, during COVID, you could work from home. We had many people moving here because they just wanted to get out of the metropolitan city that they were in and get into an area that was gorgeous and be able to work from home in a beautiful area and not worry about it. So we had quite a bit of influx of people here into Colorado Springs. So it's just knowing the market and understanding these terms when you're talking about real estate, or you're learning about real estate, or you're actively working and engaging yourself buying and selling in real estate. You need to know these numbers because it's really important for you to understand how your behavior will change during those different markets. So I would add this question to your interview questions that you're going to ask a buyer's agent or a listing agent. So I did some videos on that, so check those out up here. But when you're interviewing a real estate professional to work with you, whether it be a buying and a listing situation, ask this question. They should know the days on market, but so should you, because you need to know how you're going to behave in this type of market. So I hope you found value in this information. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.